Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel and happy birthday if today's your birthday. We are going to be spending a lot of time right here in today's video because we are going to be doing the much requested, much anticipated extreme detail skin routine. I've been talking about doing this on my channel for the past month or so, and I know you guys are pretty excited, so I'm really excited to share it with you as well. And we're gonna be diving into lots of different products, the ways that I use them, the times that I use them, because my skincare routine really does vary depending on what my skin needs that day. I always try to keep the products to sort of a minimum and just a really quick routine, because I know I'm just not the kind of person who's gonna spend 20 minutes in the morning just doing skincare. On your average day, obviously I like to treat myself sometimes and do some extra goodies, but this is just gonna be about what I do on the daily, on the weekly, and when and how and why. And I'm very excited because this video is actually sponsored by one of my all-time favorite skincare brands, Hero Cosmetics. You guys have definitely seen and heard me talk about their Mighty Patch a million times in my videos because it is truly my favorite acne product. So I'm so excited that I get to work with them today. We're gonna get into more about this in just a second, but I did wanna let you guys know that I have a discount code down below that you can use. I'm also gonna put it on the screen right now. So you can go right down into the top of the description there and click my link and use the code Jill for 15% off site-wide, and you can get free shipping on orders for more than $35. As I said, we're gonna get more into this in a second, but I am just so obsessed with this product. But I wanna back it up for a second here, and we're gonna start by talking a little bit about cleansers, because this was sort of what prompted this idea for this video to begin with, because I mentioned that I actually don't wash my face daily. And in fact, when I do wash my face daily, I find that I break out a lot more. This has been something that I discovered years ago, and so I stopped washing my face every single day, and it has made such a difference in my skin. I am breaking out a little bit right now, but as I said, that's why we're gonna get into this. But when it does come to cleansing, I actually wash my face between 1 and 2 times a week. I usually time it up with when I wash my hair, which again is once or twice a week, because I just wash my face in the shower as I'm washing my hair. So that's sort of how I time it up. So these are my favorite cleansing products. You've heard me talk about this before. They're from the Face Shop. So we have the Rice Water Bright Cleansing Oil as well as the Rice Water Bright Foaming Cleanser. They're both super gentle on the skin. So basically what I like to do is start with the oil cleanser, and I really focus on using this to get mascara off of my lashes. I find that there's always a little bit of residual mascara, but using a cleansing oil helps to pull all of that off. It's amazing how soft my lashes feel afterwards. And then I'll follow it up with this cleanser, more all over the face, just to make sure that we get a really nice, squeaky clean face. I think it's also nice doing this in the shower because it's steamy, so your pores are open, and it just is really nice and feels very luxurious. So that's sort of the tea on my cleansing routine as far as it comes to actually washing my face. Now that does not mean that I don't clean my skin in some way daily, because I absolutely do. If I'm wearing makeup, I'll remove it using my Bioderma micellar water and just some reusable cotton pads. I always have these linked down below. Go and check them out. Now, if I'm not wearing makeup, just to get something over top of my skin, I will use my Ole Henriksen Dark Spot Toner. I just love using a toner on days when I'm keeping my skin bare, just to make sure that I'm pulling off any impurities, dirt from when I was sleeping, anything like that. I literally did that this morning, and look at everything that came off of my skin with that toner. It's insane. Now, backing up again to this morning, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the Mighty Patch from Hero Cosmetics. Now, I do have acne-prone skin, in particular a lot of hormonal acne, so I tend to break out a lot in my chin area here, as we are seeing evident with this nice, beautiful zit that we have. So when I am breaking out, this is my absolute go-to magic solution to getting rid of my acne as quickly as possible. And I just find that this works so much better than any other zit cream that I've ever used, any sort of topical solution. This just, it takes it to a whole new level. So basically the way that I'll use this is at night before I go to sleep, I will pop a patch onto a breakout that I'm having, and then I sleep with it on overnight. These are super sticky. I've actually never had one fall off overnight, and I sleep in them quite often. So they're really gonna stay on there and start working their magic. And yes, I do think it is truly magic because it extracts so much gunk and gross, just pus and I know that's a gross word, but that's truly what's happening right out of your face, and you can literally see it happening, which is honestly the best part. So I slept with one on this pimple, and when I took the patch off, I was so excited and disgusted to see what came out of my zit. It's always so fun to see the magic moment when you get to remove the patch and see all the hard work it put in. So as you can see, this one pulled out a good amount of gunk to the point where it was like 3D. I always love when it's a little 3D and you can tell that it just like pulled it straight out of there. It's so gross, but so good too. I actually used these the other day and I documented what it pulled out of my face then as well. Using these mighty patches really helps to just pull all of the impurities out of there, helps it heal a lot faster. And I noticed that a lot of the time my zit will be a lot more flat to my face versus like this 3D, you know, mountain after I use these, which honestly is the best because then you can just use a little bit of makeup to cover it up and it's a little less obvious. They're also medical grade, they're vegan, they're cruelty free, and they're actually safe to use if you're a new mama who's nursing, if you're pregnant, you know, getting ready to have a new baby. These are still safe to use, which I think is really cool. You guys know and have heard me talk about these a million times. I've been using them for years. They are just by far the best acne patch that I've tried. I've tried quite a few brands and really none of them live up to this one. So again, if you're interested in checking out Mighty Patch for yourself, I'm going to have a link down below and you can use code Jill for 15% off site-wide and free shipping on orders for more than $35. So let's get a little up close and personal here on the skin, and we're gonna start getting into, you know, what we actually do here on the daily. So this is the current condition of my skin. It's not so bad. As I mentioned, I've just been breaking out a little bit around here right now. It's on the road to recovery. I think another day or two and it's gonna be totally cleared up. So very happy about that. But I have very naturally dry skin. As I mentioned, my acne is hormonal. It's not really oil-based because my skin is dry AF. So for me, my routine is all about getting moisture into my skin. Now, as I mentioned, the products that I use every day sort of depends on what my skin is needing. For example, sometimes I'll be reaching for my Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Serum and Moisturizer if I feel like my skin is looking a little dull and needs a little brightening up. And these are nice and hydrating as well, but most mornings I tend to focus much more on just pure hydration, so that's what we're gonna work on today. Please hold, quick coffee break. So the first product that goes on my skin most mornings is the C&P Laboratory Propolis Energy Ampoule. This stuff has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's great for hydration. It also helps to soothe your skin and just makes my skin feel really nice and glowy. Just comes in a little dropper, so I like to just add a couple little drops right around. That way we can work it into the skin. Now, you're gonna hear me talk about this a lot, and if you've watched any of my previous skincare videos, you are going to, you know, be hearing this all the time from me, which is that one of the key things that I look for in skincare products is that my skin drinks up the product immediately. And this definitely does not let me down in that category. It instantly soaks into my skin, which to me just means that my skin is super happy and loving the nutrients that I'm giving it. And I feel like that already, you just get a little bit of a glow. I'm feeling a little bit more hydrated. I can feel my skin is a little bit bouncier. But I'm gonna go in with one more serum. Typically for me, that is the Joanna Vargas Daily Serum. I love this stuff so much. It smells amazing. And again, the way that my skin drinks it up, chef's kiss. So I use just about a pump of that. This is what it looks like, it's a little green color. And we're just gonna work that in. Make sure that I'm being really nice and gentle, and then anything extra I'll just bring down my neck. And also, key tip, I never wash my hands after using skincare products because I like to make sure that that product just soaks into my hand. I mean, this stuff, it's not always affordable, so I don't want to just wash this down the sink. I want it to be used wherever I can. So again, down my neck, back of my hands, just gotta take advantage of all the product we can get. So again, soaked right into my skin. I'm already feeling like I'm ready for the next product. I do try not to just layer products on while they're still sort of wet. But again, when I'm using these products that my skin loves, you really don't have to wait that long at all. Next up on my skin is moisturizer, and these have been my go-tos. So let me chat to you about them. They are extremely similar products. One is drugstore, one is a little bit more high-end. So starting with the drugstore, this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Moisturizer. I absolutely love this stuff. It is extremely similar to the Dr. Dennis Gross Hyaluronic Marine Oil-Free Moisture Cushion. Longest name ever. I find the look of these, the texture of these, and the way that they apply to my skin to be almost identical to each other. Now this is a fresh container versus this. I am just scraping the bottom here. As you can see, there's basically nothing left. But I just want to show you, if I can, the way that these look next to each other, so that you can see what I mean about the similarities. So this is the Neutrogena and this is the Dr. Dennis Gross. As you can see, this one is slightly thicker, creamier, a little bit richer, whereas this one is a little bit more, I don't know exactly how to describe it, almost sheer, I think is sort of the best word for it. Now, since I have been just working my way through the Neutrogena one, this is what we're gonna use today, just because we are so close to finishing it. There's barely anything left. Oh, there's Molly Cat getting hyper. This honestly might be the last day for this guy. We are really scraping the bottom there. So, Molly. So again, I'm just going to apply this, and again, not to repeat myself, the way my skin drinks this up is just absolutely lovely. I mean, it's like instant. Molly Cat, why is she crying so much? And RIP to our Neutrogena moisturizer. We're gonna be transitioning back to the Dr. Dennis Gross. Now we're just gonna sort of wrap up our skin prep, and then we're gonna move into a little bit of makeup, just because I thought that would be fun to include in this as well. Now you guys know I've been making a big effort towards making sure that I prioritize this, and that is SPF. I know how important it is for your skin. It's not something that I've always prioritized. Although whenever I go to the beach, things like that, I am very serious about my sunscreen because I have very fair skin naturally, as you can see, but I'm not always as consistent just on a day-to-day basis. But I've been trying to be a lot better, and this has been my go-to. It's the Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid with SPF 50 in it. So I just get some of that, and again, we're just gonna apply. Last prep step, we are going to apply some of our Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, and it just has this little applicator here that I use. I cannot get enough of this stuff. It feels so nice on my lips. It's so hydrating. It smells so good. And it even adds like a little glossy, almost pinky sheen to my lips, which I don't mind. Whew, I feel like I have been talking for so long, but that is sort of the everyday idea of what I do for my skincare. These are the products that I reach for most consistently. Now let's fix up this face a little bit, shall we? I always like to keep my makeup really simple, really quick. I am not a gal who wants to spend an hour on my makeup on the daily. It's just not for me. I'm more of a 10-minute kind of move, if that. But since spring is here, I thought maybe we could play around with a little bit of color today. We're gonna see how it goes. I've never tried this before, so this is gonna be more of an experimental part of the video versus things that I do every day with my skincare. So skin is already really nicely prepped, which is great. We've gotten that all out of the way. So we're gonna hop right into concealer because I really only use concealer on the daily. This is the Tarte Shape Tape, holy grail, all I've used for years and years. I'm obsessed with it. And this is in the color Fair Neutral. And what I like to do is just a little dot there, a little dot there, swipe up this way, and then take a damp beauty blender and start blending. So again, I'm just going in with this concealer. I sort of focus on my T-zone, like we're going here, right across my eyes, and down on my chin area because my chin gets so red. And again, that is where I break out most often, so it's just the place to be. And I'm trying to avoid that zit area a little bit, simply because I don't want to get that bacteria on my sponge or on my wand here. So I just get some on my finger and start dabbing here. Now, as I mentioned, this zit has been giving me a little bit of issues. So usually what I like to do is just do this first sort of coat. You'll see that you can still see a little bit of redness peeking in there, but I'm just gonna leave it at that, and we're gonna go back in and touch that up again more towards the end. So now that I look white as a ghost, we can bring some more life back into our skin. Next up, Hoola Bronzer. Again, tried and true. This is such an oldie but a goodie, and it just never disappoints. And I just take that on a big fluffy brush and just apply that all over this sort of general cheek area. Then I like to take a little bit more along the forehead, under my chin here, just to help with blending a little bit, across the nose, you know. It's sort of an all over situation. Again, we're trying to bring a little bit more life and color back. Now, my go-to everyday blush is this, oh my gosh, no, I just broke this thing. The thing that holds all of my earrings. How did that happen? Jeez. Okay, interesting. This is my go-to blush. It is the Tarte Beach Cheeks cream blush, and this is in Ocean Girl. But since we're going for a little bit of a spring situation, I sort of want to use something a little bit brighter just for fun. So I think I'm gonna go in with Naughty and Spice from Nude Sticks. Love this stuff. It's really nice and creamy. I just take some on my finger and blend sort of into this area here and back on my face. And then I just take a little bit less on my finger and sort of dab it across this general area here on my face. Just like the way that that looks. And now just to sort of wrap up the skin here, we're going in with this Tarte Pro Glow palette. This is my all-time favorite highlighter. As you can see, I have extremely hit pan, and eventually I will have to either buy a new one or try something new. Actually, by eventually I mean very, very soon. Apply to our cheeks. And then I ditch the brush and go in with my finger here for the tip of my nose. This is my favorite place to highlight. I call it my little Rudolph highlight. Cupid bow. And then lastly, I just sort of tap excess into my inner corners. And that's the skin, y'all. Nice, simple, fresh. I'm into it. So here's where we're going to have a little fun because I have an idea. And that is that we are going to do a little bit of a colorful liner today, I think. I think that'd be sort of fun for spring. But we're going to start off the way that I start off pretty much every eye look is with the Kylie Bronze palette. This color right here, just a matte light brown color. And I just work that into my crease, also like down over my lid, but we're focusing most of that color just in the crease here to add a little bit of definition because on the daily, this is really all I do over the lid, and voila. That's pretty much it for over the lid. And now we're going to do a look that you guys have seen me do a lot. I've been doing all the time. It's sort of been my go-to, which is a little bit of a shadow liner, but instead of our typical just brown neutral shadow, we're gonna try a little something fun. We're gonna go in with this Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and I'm thinking about using this blue color called Radio. I'm a little nervous. As I said, I've never tried this, so if this ends up looking terrible, it's fine. We tried it together. We both know it's not gonna work. But I'm just going to start by picking up some of that color just on the tip of my brush there. Let's get a little bit more up close and personal for this part. So what I do is I just take this brush and I just put a line coming up from my lower lash line, as you would with any sort of eyeliner, and then I close my eye and connect right there, like so. Don't worry about it being perfect, about it looking great, because all this is gonna get blended out anyway. And I'm just gonna go in, the color payoff on this is pretty damn good. And just drag it across my eye. And we're just gonna leave it like that and repeat on the other side. Okay, sweet, not mad at that so far. And now I'm going to go in with this little fluffy, smaller brush here. And we are going to blend this out because I like it to look really feathery. So what I'm gonna do is literally just come in, start blending across here. And then for the liner, I just sort of like drag it up this way. I use my finger to wipe it off if it gets up a little bit too high so I can go back in and just continue with that blend. Okay, it's a little bolder than I would usually go for. It's blue, it's definitely blue. And then just sort of drag this underneath my eye here as well a little bit. We're just gonna trust the process, blend on the other side. There's nothing that a little bit of mascara can't help. The mascara is honestly when this look always comes together. Even when I'm using the brown color, at first I'm always like, oh my god. We trust the process. Mascara, we're just going in with the Rare Beauty Volumizing Mascara. What did I say, you guys? Mascara makes most eye makeup looks like come together. Makes it look a lot more casual, a little bit less like, whoa, that's blue. But I'm sort of into it. I mean, it's like a blue shadow moment, early 2000s, Y2K is back in, so let's bring back in the blue shadow too. Brows are everything to me. So I'm gonna go in with my IT Cosmetics Brow Power Filler and we're brushing them up. And then over top of that, I go in with this e.l.f. Wow Brow. I think it helps to sort of pull the product through my brow a little bit better. I like the color of this one a little bit better, so layering that on top is nice. It's just overall a good situation here. And now I just wait a second and let that get a little tacky. And then I'm just gonna go in like literally with my fingers and just press. Boop, boop. And I just feel like it helps it hold a little better. It's almost like since it's a little tacky, it presses onto my skin a little better and stays in place there. This is when I'm gonna go back in and finish touching up this little zit here. Sometimes I find this like residual concealer around the edge here can be really good for zits. It's almost like it's a little bit tackier, like a little drier than what comes out of the bottle, and it works a little better. So that's usually what I do. I'll go back in for one last layer, blend it out, and we have a little bit better coverage there now. Time for some setting spray. This is the All Nighter spray from Urban Decay. And I think since we went a little bolder on the eyes, I'm just gonna keep the lips really simple with a nice clear gloss. Again, let's lean into that Y2K glossy situation that's happening. And there's the finished makeup look, you guys. I'm actually pretty into this. I think it's really cute, sort of fun for spring to bring a little color into the eye. It's something a little different for me, but I feel like this is fun, but subtle enough where it's not anything too crazy that feels a little out of place for me. Let's go get dressed. Okay, fit check, you guys. This is a little outfit that I have just been loving lately. I think it's so cute. Rude. Amazon truck. Just moving you a little so you can see the fit a little better, but here we are. Love this. I just think it's so cute. These pants are adorable. I love the print on them, little zebra moment, and I love the brown and black together. Simple white tank top, great for spring on like those days where it's a little bit cooler, but still definitely getting warmer. Today it is hot out. I could not wear this today. And then of course the platform Converse. These have been my absolute go-to shoes. I cannot get enough of them. And I think they just really suit this look, right? I'm into it. Whew, back into the indoors we go. It was hot out there today, you guys. I am not joking around. But this is where I leave you. I'm off to run some errands today, but today's video is really all about the get ready with me, the skincare. I wanna give another huge shout out to Hero Cosmetics for sponsoring today's video. Truly, the Mighty Patch is one of my all-time favorite skincare products, so I really hope that you guys take advantage of the discount code and go ahead and try it for yourself because I really think you'll love it. And with that, I shall say goodbye. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.